Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly angel reading for the month of January 2023. So before we begin, I'd just like to welcome you all back to this monthly series and to again wish you all a happy new year and to send you many blessings from the angels and the guardians of light who are overseeing your path. They're overseeing your path, your journey. They're inspiring your journey and they're guiding your journey. And so this is something to celebrate. And this is also something for us now to open our hearts up to the frequencies of light, the rays. I'm seeing the ray, the golden ray is coming through, and that they ask you now to receive the keys and codes within that ray from the consciousness of the Christ realms. And so they wish to infuse you with this light. So just see this energy surrounding you and flooding your chakras and your cells in your body. And it's also interesting seeing Mother Mary and this golden energy stepping forward. It seems like there's a lot to the word she's writing, comprehend. So there's a lot to comprehend, and the energy, there's a sort of a compounding of the energies um, in this month. But she wrote end. So this month, this is going to come to an end. To what degree, I'm not sure. Um, I'm seeing the what do you call it? I don't know how to say it actually. Caduceus, so the caduceus, with the twining snakes and the wings, and so that gives me a sense of some kind of healing. Um, so things are going to heal um, these different areas of your life, wherever you've been feeling this intensity, there's going to be a healing coming through. And so the process itself is a healing. I don't know why they're writing the word campaign, um, but it gives me a sense of um, that these events um, these are very significant and important to us in terms of establishing the fifth dimensional blueprint. So maybe this campaign is referring to our ascension, um, fifth dimensional society, this campaign for the new golden age of harmony and peace. But I like to say harmony more rather than peace, as I have to always keep reiterating that peace does not mean that there would be no contrast, but our um, recognition of the contrast, the way that we interact with it, will be coming from a completely different paradigm, one of profound love and understanding. And that's why so much of what's unfolding right now, we're having a difficult time comprehending and understanding, because we are often forgetting, but we, intermittently remember that this is the process. Change, the chaos, is the process of dismantling the old paradigm, that three-dimensional blueprint, and liberating us. So everything that we're going through is a liberation on our journey. And so, if you could just be patient while these things heal, collapse, and liberate your soul from that paradigm of perception and beliefs, all centered around limitations, as they write in front of me, segregation and separation. And so, this is about, they keep writing the word resignation. This is about handing in your resignation to being, under the oppression of this mindset that perpetuates fear as the approach to every opportunity that's in front of us. That's really what that's really the essence of our shift, is that we will always perceive things from the love, the generosity of love that it is being presented to us. There is no other way that the universe approaches you or sees you or understands you. And you want to, every time you want to change something in your life, you want to improve it, or every time you set a new goal or ambition, no matter how high it is, it means that we have a whole new learning curve. It means that we have to shift, we have to change, we have to adapt, we have to adjust, we have to become more flexible. It also means that we're challenging ourselves, but that's okay. In this fifth dimensional paradigm, you will see almost that the way that contrast you observed it before, you've always observed it as something is trying to knock you down, or somebody is trying to block you, or somebody's throwing shade at you. But in this paradigm, you'll see it as these are the necessary tools, the levels, the challenges, that one needs to go through in order to build those skills or to achieve your dreams and your ideas. That they're just helping you to bring things into fruition. And you'll see them as a support. When I say like a lesson, like I always feel like a, you want to learn something, then here's a book you have to read. I mean, is reading fun? No. You know, um, you may have to step out of your comfort zone and do something you've never done before, or go into a situation not as prepared because it's all new. And so, yeah, you're gonna get nervous still, but you're going to have more of a sense of peace and harmony with everything around you. And you won't have that loud voice telling you what's not possible. So this month is uh, 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 essentially the energies are going to be intense, is what they're saying, but everything that's happening now for the next 10 years is preparing us, making us ready, amplifying our crystalline light bodies, so that now we're holding this template of consciousness on all of our levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, mental, spiritual. Everything is getting us ready. So think of it like, you know, building a new home. But you got to hammer, still got to hammer, nails, there's sweat and all of that. But you're building something incredibly profound, new foundations from the ground up. And this time, instead of being in fear, you're going to be, excited to do this work. All right. So let's take a look and see. So just before I get into this reading, just want to remind you as well about the format of this reading. And the card in the center is going to be a message from the Archangel that we'll be working with this month. And then the cards on the left and right are going to be messages from your guardian angel. This card will be from the Major Arcana, highlighting what is the major theme, the major lesson, might be the major challenges of this month, the influences and energies, and maybe what kind of power. They kept writing the word power, and I was looking at this, pulling this, and shuffling these cards. So I don't know what they mean by that yet, but this whatever this card is going to reveal some kind of strength or power or influence that you will be working with in this month. And then this card from the Minor Arcana is going to make us aware how this might show up in our day-to-day awareness. This is like sort of the bigger picture, and then this is how it's broken down in terms of maybe development in the day-to-day awareness. Because the energies of the Major Arcana are kind of more abstract, and it might be the energy that the universe is handing to us, or the power that the universe is affording us, but it has to be broken down to the level of consciousness where we're able to recognize it. And so this card would help us to understand that. Okay. And also, just a quick reminder as well, if you're looking for an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services, on that page, and you can select the first time promotional offer for this month and likely February. And then just be aware of that. Also, if you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use the PayPal me link that is in the description area below as well. And so let's take a look here and see. Okay, so we have a seraphim, and this is Seraphim Seraphina. So when the card says, be an ambassador for Earth, build your bridge to source. Okay, and so Seraphim Seraphina, the seraphim are 12th dimensional, and they surround the throne of God, or you would say the energy of source. So they are right around, sort of the gatekeepers around source. And the sonics that is emitted from the frequency of this very powerful light of oneness from the source, the seraphim are the messengers who first carry that out and just sort of spread it out broadly throughout the universe to the archangels and angelic realms. And then the angelic, your guardian angels, your archangels, break that down into keys, that codes that you can receive, as well as, like we were talking about, the birds and a few weeks ago as well, are also carriers of those messages. So when we hear them, they're singing what the codes. They're bringing the news of the day. They're bringing the codes, the light codes of the day. Okay, and so the seraphim really, that she's writing compassion, and they really work with our hearts, okay, and opening them up. But when Seraphina comes to you can see she has her scroll, excuse me. So it's almost like a scholar. And that means that she has a mission for you, or she's asking you to join her in the schools, in the higher realms, possibly during your sleep time, and maybe calling you to be an ambassador for the planet. And so that's why it's so important right now for us not to, um, what was a word that I saw in my meditation this morning, when I was, the Lord of Karma, the planet Saturn, were giving me, I don't know what the word was, I guess contest. So, you know, whatever these missions are right now, and what we're going through right now, they want us to stick with it. They want us to show up, right? Confront these opportunities. But we're having a lot of resistance because our three-dimensional mind, sees everything as, knocking you down, or an obstacle, or some negativity. But they're writing the word perseverance. So don't resist what you're going through, because it's preparing you so that you can be liberated from this matrix. And then what will happen is that this awareness, the confidence that you'll feel, will start to allow you to act in ways that are on behalf of the Earth's ascension within your communities. And that means within the jobs, the careers that you work in, wherever you find yourself called to implement the new blueprint of this fifth dimensional society. You're all in different places and doing different things for a reason. Even if you don't like where you are, you just might be resisting your purpose. But because everything has been, feeling very personal with us, we're not seeing that. If you know what I mean by that, we're seeing everything very personal with us, like in the sense of, like, you might be in this job that you hate, and all you see is all the things that you don't deserve, and so you want out. But you got there for a reason, and you're still there for a reason. And if it was really meant for you to move, it kind of would have happened, right, with more readiness or more opportunity to do so. So there is likely a reason, and it doesn't mean that you have to stay, but there might be something that when you step into your power and you do whatever it is that you do, it might be then that you're ready to move from there. So we have to be very aware that our um, fight struggles with things and circumstances that are currently are just resistance to taking that role that you were meant to take, even if it's temporary or momentarily or long term, but you're resisting it, but you're resisting the whole healing um, process. So be open to the bigger picture of shift and change and ascension that the angels are preparing you for at this time. And you can call upon Seraphim, Seraphina. According to Diana Cooper, they don't directly work with us, but they will send um, the energy that you need to, and for you to be supported. Okay. Okay. So we have the Lover's card here as the Major Arcana card. So this is that number again is coming up about harmony, 6, harmony and cooperation. And I may have just said in the last the first reading for the year, January 2nd through the 8th, and I'm gonna forget what that reading was about. It popped into my head just as I was saying this. But okay, well, this is showing us about again, this card is about our when we find a purpose, when we find they were talking about networking. That's when I saw the two lovers here. The networking this year is really important. Okay, and that is to say, like, nurturing those connections that are really profound. And I'm not talking about, you know, um, well, there's many layers here, right? Because we're all one ultimately, and everyone that's in our lives is there for a reason. But they're asking you to pay attention to the energy where you feel this bond or connection, and where you've been allowing yourself to get distracted or so busy that you feel like that these important connections are the distraction. That's the ego telling you that. And that's what we want to stop doing, ignoring those clear impulses to connect, to network, those divine impulses to connect with and to network professionally and in our personal lives. Because oneness is where we're going, harmony, cooperation. Remember, they were saying in the last readings, our independence is dependent upon our interdependence. We are here now to lift each other up together. Whatever you pray for others. Whatever your ambitions are, include others so that you can bring them up in your ambitions, or share your gifts so that they can someone else can who has similar gifts can also get that, be able to launch whatever it is that they're trying to do. So there's this really key element of working together as a part of this building this new foundation for the new earth. So Seraphim Seraphina is bringing to us directly from the source, from God, this mandate of us working together. That's where it all starts. And if you can go a step further and really infuse compassion into everything relationship, no matter if it's a relationship that you that you don't enjoy, people that we don't understand, people that we think are crazy, people who irritate us, people who make us angry, or people who are angry with us, or people who think we're crazy. Okay? It's really important that we start reaching out. We don't have to wait for our Congress or your governments to do this before we can do it. They're not going to do it until we do it, because they're always just following the polls. It has always been our responsibility. The grassroots movement is always reminding us that the general public, not the people who've been given specific, a public office or some kind of high profile in our communities, they're not the grassroots. We are the general public. And everything that we're experiencing through our governments and our institutions is because of our actions or lack of action at the grassroots level. So stop looking for power to come from above and start remembering the power that is beneath your feet, meaning meaning your actions, the choices you make. The power is beneath your feet, and it flows up through your heart and your hands and your mind, your imagination, your ideas. And they're giving us our clear mandate from source. When the seraphim comes in, this means God is letting you know what he wants you to do right now. And that is because we become a world through the internet, we've segregated, we've isolated ourselves. And that is all what the three-dimensional paradigm and our ego wanted, because it was just afraid. Remember, ego is not evil, it's just afraid. And it became paranoid and more and more and more. And I know because I remember when people weren't so much like this. And I remember hearing the stories of my mom and my grandparents where people were very less paranoid, where people left their doors open and went away on vacations and didn't lock up the houses. That's a very different kind of society. And now we're all shackled up in our prisons with our guns and all our stuff, because they become our prison as well, because we're afraid of losing it. And we're afraid of each other. And we've grown apart, and misunderstanding has creeped in. And so, we're all acting all kinds of silly and foolishness. But we have been given the charge to rebuild community, to build societies, fifth dimensional societies of oneness. And it starts with loving one another unconditionally and reaching out to each other. The impulse is what I feel is going to be within you, to want to connect with really clear, divine, sacred bonds, soul bonds. That's where it's going to start. We have to start somewhere where it's easy, where you get used to it, and where you want more of it and more of it. So stop Stop ignoring those desires to want to have more of these bonds in your life over, oh, I gotta pay my bill right now, or I gotta get this thing done, or I gotta all that fear survival mode stuff. Because these bonds is where we rediscover connection, oneness, and thriving, passion, inspiration. Because our independence is interdependent upon our interdependence. We inspire each other when we work together, when we bond, when we um, honor those sacred relationships, whether they're professional or personal. All right, let's see how this. So it's a two of air, and this is interesting because they're just saying that you're gonna find this very confusing. That you're going to feel this sort of internal struggle, and it's going to be somewhat, this is the challenge, right? And building a new home, a new, from the foundation up, there are all these decisions, and these decisions are not going to be, I can't think of the word, but the you know it's not going to be like natural, because we've been practicing sort of an unnatural. We've been constantly ignoring our natural instincts and going against it, and gotten comfortable with it, but never comfortable. We're just always unsettled, and that's why that anxiety just sort of hovers, sort of underneath everything and through everything. And so your your ego, yeah, is going to get loud. It's going to, try to voice suspicion. Well, why does that person want to get? Why does that person want to get close to me? So this is the stuff we do now. What do they want? We can't trust people. All those things you say, right? But this is a new journey, and so yes, there are going to be some uncomfortable choices, because it's going to be, about learning to trust. Learning to trust. You like here are the words here: indecision, avoidance. You've been practicing that for so long, you don't even know what your own mind is any longer. And some of us think we do, but we really don't, because we manipulate, we negotiate with the universe. We try to get them to do something else. Well, I can't look. Why don't I do this? No, they're telling you to do this, meaning you've attracted to yourself this. So you brought it to yourself. You have to face it. You have to be with it. It's there for a reason. You brought this opportunity, lesson, challenge to yourself to help you to change. So, the thing you can do here, when this card comes up, you can either worry, struggle, or you can let go. And just wait until, meaning keep going. It's like if you had a job interview, and some of my friends have, they're like, well, I don't know, we all do that, but I don't know if I should be doing this. We don't know if it's the right choice, but the thing is, you won't know that. An interview doesn't mean you're going to get the job. And an interview, you don't take the job until you sign the contract. And that's at the end, after you've been offered. So there's no reason not to go through the whole process, you see. And it's the same thing with these changes or relationships. The networking they're asking you to do. Just go through the process and let the truth be revealed to you. Go in without, don't anticipate what people are going to do or what might go wrong. And if something does, you'll know in that moment how to proceed. And so, what we're really afraid of is making choices ultimately. And that is the whole purpose for you being here. That is what our free will is for. Is in every moment we can discern, when we have all the facts in front of us, what is the what is our journey, what is our purpose and our truth in this journey. And you will make that decision wisely, and it'll be the wise decision for the moment. And if it turns out to do something else, you will make another wise decision at that point. But stay focused. Don't be blinded by the options or these internal struggles. Focus on the coming together, the sacred bonds, the sacred relationships, because people, we need each other. We need each other. And we're lying if we try to pretend or show people that we don't need anybody. We're lying to ourselves. And we're lying to them. And we're setting up this reality where everybody has to think or has to pretend that they are okay. And we know that none of us are really okay when the rest of us aren't okay, because we're all a part of oneness, and we all are affected, no matter how wide across of a distance we might be from someone else in the world today. We're feeling the unrest, the anxiety, and the stress on even the smallest level, because somebody else is going through it at the greatest level. Because no one on our planet should be experiencing that, because there are billions of people who can help together uplift, comfort, and ensure that everyone feels safe and has hope, that their hearts are lit up with hope and a sense of completion, because they are loved and they know it, because it's coming to them in the most generous ways. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings. And remember, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that. Also, like, dislike, and leave comments, especially if any comments are coming to you about what this fifth dimensional society and about this reigniting that fifth dimensional society through creating sacred bonds, re, re yeah, creating these sacred bonds, and even bringing, reforming some of our, sacred bonds. That's not the word I'm looking for. But people, we've lost those, that we've had those bonds, but now that we're sort of rejuvenating them, okay, again. So just think about that and share your comments, because, and if you're feeling the weight of this separation, share that too. Share that too, so that other people know, hey, I'm not alone here. All right. Angel blessings to you all. I love you.